Hello everybody, Joel here. Got kind of a different video. This is a 2019 work truck that I got last December. This past December 2019. And just want to go over a few things that I'm finding out about this 2019 Expedition, Ford Expedition. So as you can see, I've got 9,773 miles on it as of today. I received this truck, took delivery on it last November, and I got out of a 2009 Expedition, and that had the V8 in it. It was a pretty good truck. It had 287,000 miles on it, still going pretty strong, but a replacement formula said that it was time for a new one. So this 2019 has a 6-cylinder with the turbo in it, and I've never had a 6-cylinder truck before. It's really different. But the issue that I'm having at 2,500 miles, I was driving back from a metropolitan area in Minnesota back to my hometown, and I was accelerating on an off ramp, and it felt like it kind of backfired a little bit, and it put out a plume of bluish white smoke out the back, and concerned me a little bit. So I pulled over. I called our automotive company. It's like a roadside assistance company for large corporations, and talked to him about what I should do. And well, long story short, I limped it home, brought it into my dealer. They had it for 2 weeks. They found that the oil had run out of it. It was about 4 quarts low on oil, and they couldn't find out where the oil had gone. So after 2 weeks, they said, we top the oil off, go ahead and take it, monitor the situation, and get back to us if you have any more problems. So I knew I would likely have more problems, and about 2,000 miles later, I think I was at about 4,800 miles, similar thing happened out in the middle of North Dakota, and I was accelerating, and also when this happened, the oil pressure dropped. The gauge just dropped right to 0, and the engine light came on. So the second time this happened, I brought it into the local Ford dealer that I was by. It was a smaller town this time, and that dealer had no idea. They picked up 22 codes from the check engine light, and they had no idea what was going on. So I just told them if it was okay with them, they topped the oil back off, I'll just bring it back to my hometown and have my hometown Ford dealer take a look at it again. So that's what we did. And from there, I drove it another few thousand miles with the oil topped off, because I wanted the engine light to come back on before I brought it back in, because they had reset everything that second time also. And it wasn't but a few thousand miles later, it happened again, so I was able to bring it to the dealer, and they had it for a few days. They were corresponding with the factory, Ford factory, and Ford factory said, let's go ahead and change the PCV valve. So the shop manager wasn't quite convinced that that was a problem, but he said that was their instructions. So again, they topped off the oil, put that valve in for me, and said, be on your way. We'll see you next time. So today it happened again, and this last time I documented very closely what was going on. It was at 8,225 miles when that happened, and I filled the tank 1, 2, 3 times and checked the oil. The oil was good, and then at 9,500, which was today, 9,512 miles, I had blue smoke coming out again on acceleration, where it kind of hesitated and popped like a backfire and shot smoke out the back. And I did it twice today. So on my next fill, I checked the oil again, The oil gauge didn't go down this time, and the engine light stayed off. I didn't get an engine light indication. But I stopped to check the oil, and it looked like I was a bit low on oil. So it's hard to tell sometimes. I guess I think when you stop at a gas station and fill up, the truck's been running, everything's hot. It's not as easy sometimes to tell what's a little bit of splash up or coming up the tube, or what's not had a chance to settle yet. So I just came out here this evening and I wanted to check the level. It looked low to me, the filling station, and I wanted to check it while it's been sitting here for a few hours after work now. But I did call my service manager, and he said he was thinking about me 2 days ago because I think it's called a service bulletin came out from Ford that there is a problem with a valve cover that is allowing some oil to bubble in somewhere. I'm not a motor guy, have no idea what he was talking about, but it sounds like it might be associated with the PCV valve. They may have been on the right track with that, but there's also some other cover that is going to have to be replaced or repaired. So he wasn't sure if the parts were available yet, so he told me just come in tomorrow, they'll top the oil off, and then they'll get the parts ordered in the meantime, and then they'll let me know when it will be ready to come in and take care of the issue. So I'm just going to take a look at the oil right now. It's a little windy out, so I apologize, but we'll just see if we can get this on video. It's got a nice ride to it. It's got acceleration like there's no tomorrow. Boy, this thing can really take off. I was really surprised at how small this engine is and how much plastic there is on this engine. It's quite dainty. Tricky doing this camera. I'll get better. Okay, let's have a look-see. And yeah, that is quite low. You can see they've put a couple of scratches in there for indications. That was the shop that did that, but that's exactly where I thought it was. So I'll get in there tomorrow. I'll top that back off, and we'll see if we can't get this thing fixed. It's just frustrating when you've got a brand new vehicle, all excited to have this new ride, and you've had it in the shop 3 times already and going on 4. But I guess that's the way it goes in the fast lane. But I'll let you know. I'll give an update when I do get the repairs taken care of. But anyways, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below.